County. We've got a vehicle running from us.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to work in law enforcement? From deputies on patrol, what it's like to work in corrections, dig into some cold case investigations, and reveal the multitude of untold stories of how our officers give back to the community. All stories from your neighbors, the hard-working men and women who serve the citizens of York County.
I can back 144 on 5.
This is YCSO Behind the Badge, the official podcast of the York County Sheriff's Office.
Welcome to YCSO Behind the Badge. I'm Trent Ferris, Public Information Officer for the York County Sheriff's Office and also your host. We are on the road this week at the River Hills Country Club for the 12th Annual Sheriff's Foundation of York County Golf Tournament. But first, let's get to the business. If you're a regular listener to the podcast, we'd like for you to go check us out on our social media pages. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Also YouTube. We also have a Facebook page for the Sheriff's Foundation of York County. You can go check it out too. And on YouTube, you can listen to the podcast on that if you don't have a podcasting service. Also, lastly, sign up today for Notify Me alerts straight to your phone and email at yorkcountysheriff.com. Because if a major event happens in the county that we feel needs your immediate attention, we can send you notifications to your area. Like, for instance, folks here in River Hills will not get alerts about things going on over in York. So, and vice versa. And also, if you want to sign up, you can get up-to-date reverse 911 calls on the Code Red service. You can do that via yorkcountysheriff.com too. And like I said, we're here at River Hills Country Club in Lake Wiley for the foundation of York County's golf tournament, or York County Sheriff's Foundation of York County golf tournament. And we'll be talking to a bunch of people today about this fun fundraising event that we have going on, and we do it every year. We had to do a few things that were different this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We were going to have the golf tournament back in October, and due to some other unforeseen circumstances, thankfully River Hills Country Club was gracious enough to allow us to continue the streak of raising money for the mission of Sheriff's Foundation of York County. The fundraising golf tournament, is one of the biggest things we have going on this year. The proceeds raised from the previous golf tournaments have been able to give more than $201,000 in scholarship money to the York County students. That's all over. That's Rock Hill, Fort Mill, York, Clover school districts. Also, $20,134 have been used to purchase backpacks and school supplies for York County students that are in need. In addition, $24,228 raised has gone to benefit the school safety patrol programs. If you ever drop your kids off at the elementary school level in the county, in the county or in the Rock Hill School District, if you see the kids opening and closing the car doors in the morning and in the afternoons when you pick up your kids, and they're wearing those bright yellow sashes, money goes to those programs as well. We also give them a gift at the end of the year for their hard work. Also, we do a Children's Attention Home Christmas Give every year to provide financial support to those kids at the Children's Attention Home in Rock Hill and York County in total. And also, we support the Police Cadets Post-1786 program with the York County Sheriff's Office. And that is one of those programs that if you're want to learn about police law enforcement before the age of 21, when you can apply to work with us, that is what we do with that. I mean, it's basically junior ROTC. If you ever had junior ROTC in high school, it's the junior ROTC for police work and law enforcement to get a little taste of it before you actually decide to apply. So, with that said, we're going to go walk around and talk to a few people and see why they've come out to support the Sheriff's Foundation. And right over here, we got the man who started this all. The man, the myth, the legend.
You're talking about Charlie Powers, the mayor of the great city of Fort Mill.
We're going to talk to Charlie in a second, but I want to talk to the man who started the Sheriff's Foundation. Well, sort of started the Sheriff's Foundation many, many, many years ago. State Representative, former Sheriff, and I can't call you anything else but Sheriff Bruce Bryant. How's it going today?
It's going well, Trent. What a beautiful day to be out here to support the Sheriff's Foundation. We had this idea a number of years ago, and a lot of hard work of a lot of people at the York County Sheriff's Office. We put the foundation together, and I just can't it's hard for me to think about all the people and all the kids that this foundation has benefited over the years. And it's another way that we were able to reach out in the community and show the love of law enforcement that we have for our communities.
Was it something you just said, hey, we could do more. We could do more, but we can't do stuff with Sheriff's Office funds. Let's start a foundation. Is that how it was?
That's basically it. I mean, you can't use taxpayers' money to do the things that we do with the Sheriff's Foundation, and that's help kids with scholarships and, all the Christmas programs that we have, and to help the needy and back to school, back to pack, and all the different things that we've been involved in over the years, and it's been God sent.
Awesome. Are you excited to play here? We usually have the golf tournament up at Springfield Country Club, but this year we're at River Hills.
Hey, the course looks wonderful, and we're looking forward to getting started here in a little bit, and it should be a fun day for everyone.
Well, when you get started, I'll stand right here and do like one of those good golf talks. We'll talk like, here comes Sheriff Bryant up to the ball. He swings, and there he goes. He just killed a squirrel in the tree.
Trent, that would probably just absolutely blow my mind, and I'll probably miss the ball when I swing at it,
Thank you, Sheriff. Have fun today.
Thank you,
Good
Trent.
seeing you again, sir.
Thank you for all you do.
And we're going to step up right over here to the man, the myth, the legend. The man. Oh, he's talking.
Some of it.
Here you go. This is Charlie Powers. Charlie Powers always holding court with somebody. Hey, this is Charlie Powers, former mayor of Fort Mill and living legend of the Fort Mill area. And tell me, Charlie, hey, you're on the foundation board, correct?
That's
what made you want to get on the board?
Sheriff Bryant was trying to get someone from each district out of the department, and he asked me would I join the foundation, and I have been on the board of several foundations, but I've never been on one that cared as much. The purpose of the foundation is, of course, scholarships and helping kids with backpacks, and helping the officers.
Yeah.
That their job doesn't pay for.
That's right.
And I've never been on a more dedicated group of people. I never have been on a board like it, and I'm strong law enforcement to start with, but even you and the ladies in the office and all care about these officers, and that's so important to me.
And all the money that goes to students, goes back to the officers, everything, right?
Yes, sir. Not a dime goes anywhere else.
We almost didn't have to, almost had to postpone our golf tournament this year. That was going to be rough, wasn't it?
That was a heartbreaking situation where it was, not going to be able to have it because we wouldn't be able to do any good, plus the fellowship of getting together. And thank goodness Sheriff or somebody finally worked out something so we could have it.
Yep.
And we have some strong supporters of law enforcement, and I'm very proud of that.
Well, I know we were talking at a meeting where at one point we were like, we're not going to get any golfers out here,
No.
but I mean, it almost we had to cut it off.
Cut it off because that's the way it turned out. There's golfers are golfers, but at the same time, it's knowing what this foundation does. We don't pay for trips. We don't pay for somebody's lunch or anything else. So we strictly, every dime that's taken in goes for the purpose it's supposed to.
I think the South Carolina Secretary of State always keeps the Angels and Angels list, and we're always at the top of the Angels list.
Yes, yes, sir.
Almost 90. I think Stephen told me 99 point something odd percent goes right back to the community.
Only money spent is on like stamps and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Rest of it strictly back in the community.
And I think this year, I mentioned earlier in the podcast, it was $201,000 this year that we've given in scholarships.
Scholarships, yes, sir, which is very important. You think, well, that little scholarship, we give one to each school district, but you think but it means a lot to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, I mean, a little bit goes a long way when it comes to college nowadays.
Yes, sir, Ray. And it's the other work that to do. You're in charge of that, the backpacks and things like that. You say, well, is all that needed? Well, it must be, because we certainly get good results out of it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Powers. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything you do for the foundation.
And I enjoy you and appreciate what you do for us, too.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look at everybody here coming over here. Let me go. Everybody wants to get on the podcast nowadays. I think I got it on there. Kevin Wilhide.
How you doing, sir?
If anybody doesn't know who Kevin Wilhide is, Kevin Wilhide is the one that keeps all the radios and lights going on our vehicles at the York County Sheriff's Office, and he's always been a big supporter with Motorola at the for the Sheriff's Foundation. And I mean, Kevin, tell me a little bit about yourself first, and then we'll talk about more why you get involved with the Sheriff's Foundation.
Well, first and foremost, I'm not a golfer.
Hey, we're out having fun today.
That's right. That is exactly right,
you,
Major.
you enjoying yourself, Kevin?
Absolutely, sir.
Good. Always good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Appreciate
Motorola, too.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly.
You're not a golfer, but you're here.
I attempt golf, but we've been coming out with the foundation, I believe, since the first year. This is 13 or 14 years now. It was either 2007 or 2008 it started. It's been so long my memory's failing. But we've been out here every year since it started. We do support the foundation. I think it's a great thing that they do. They give out the scholarships. They do a lot of good things with what happens here. And it's a good day to come out here with a bunch of good people. So
you wouldn't believe it was November right now. It's November 9th, and it's 70 degrees, perfect weather, clear and everything.
Yeah, and I was here that worst year. I want to say it was about the third year in that rained. It was awful. And that was the year the sheriff actually played on our team. And that's the only reason we kept playing because he didn't say stop yet.
Is that Sheriff Bryant or Kevin?
That was back in the
Sheriff Kevin.
Oh, okay. That was back in the Sheriff Bryant days, yes.
Well, good. And, I mean, what is it you give back to the foundation? Why? I mean, is it just one of those things that you want to give back to the community?
Well, both personally and professionally, we support law enforcement and everything that they do out there. Mm-hmm. I think it puts something good out there for the young people to get who want to start out in this profession, and it's good for them to give them a leg up on the way.
And the little bit you can do here at the golf tournament is just a little bit, right?
It is a little something we can do, yes, sir.
Awesome. We appreciate you, Kevin. Thanks you, and hit them straight, okay? Now, like I told Sheriff Bryan a second ago, I'll stand here, and when I see you come up to this, I'll do one of those Masters golf tournament voices for you. So, awesome. So, who's this guy? I don't remember this guy. What, sir? Can you tell me your name again, please?
Eddie Strait.
Eddie Strait. I don't know who you are. Actually, I do know who Eddie Strait is. Eddie Strait worked for the York County Sheriff's Office for how long?
23 years.
23 years. That's a long time, folks. And he is out here living up in the retirement life, playing golf. Who you out here with today?
With John Young, Young's Body Shop in Fort Mill.
Young's Body Shop. And y'all, I always see, even before you retired, you came out to the golf tournament, right?
Yes. I was actually on the foundation from its inception till I retired. So
that's right. I forgot you were on the board. That's right. So you were at the inception of and so at the beginning, what did you think at the first golf tournament till now?
It's just grown. It's always been a great turnout as far as the golfers, but it's grown as far as sponsorship, corporate sponsors, whole sponsors, and of course that's where you raise your money at in a golf tournament.
And what did you imagine it looked like this?
No, like I said, it's grown. We've moved around to different courses. They've all been great to us. It's just been a great turnout every year.
You want me to do my golfer's voice when you start coming down? I don't know what hole this is over here to the right, but it's a straight-on shot. I can see a bunker, and if you get in that sand, do you want me to do one of those Masters voices for you?
No, best probably if you just stayed away from our force in the day, unless you're wearing a hard hat and maybe some body armor.
Don't kill the squirrels. If you hook it to the left, don't kill a squirrel. That's all we ask.
All righty.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Cut it. No cameras today. Well. Our next guest here on the York County Sheriff's Office Behind the Badge podcast is Chris, the man Doty. I'm going to give that to you. Chris Doty, how are you doing today, sir?
Good. Glad to be here.
And you have been on the board for how long now, the Sheriff's Foundation board?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. And you are also on the board of another organization.
Yep, the 809 Foundation.
And so 809 Foundation got on board with the Sheriff's Foundation pretty quick, right? Well, why?
Because the Sheriff's Foundation has done great things for the county. And one of the things that we set up with the Sheriff's Foundation after the events of 2018 was an officer assistance fund. That was set up by the family, but also the foundation came in and stepped up and started sponsoring Explorers events.
Yep.
Paying for Explorers to go to camp, making donations to fund other things that the Explorers do, and then also making donations to the Officer Assistance Fund.
And if anybody doesn't know or listen to the podcast, your brother, Mike Doty, was one who died in the line of duty in 2018, and he was big into the Explorers program. He was one of those counselors, whatever you call it. He was, assisted with it, right?
Correct. Yep. And so he would always, every summer they have a camp up in North Carolina that we participate in. and he was huge, one of the main instructors for that. So we wanted to jump in and help with it.
Awesome. So the 809 Foundation, are they here today? Are they doing anything at the golf tournament?
We are. We're one of the gold sponsors for the tournament this year. Got a couple guys playing in it.
And if anybody wants to support the 809 Foundation, they can go to where?
809foundation.org.
Oh, it's easy. 809foundation.org. Now, I've asked everybody this so far. I got a good line of sight right here, these two fairways. When you come this way, do you want me to give you one of those Masters golf commentating? Like, here comes Chris Doty. He's up to the ball. He swings. And he just killed a squirrel.
And that would probably happen.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. Have fun today.
Thanks, sir.
Wow, we got a lot of people out here today. But while we wait on the current sheriff of York County, Kevin Tolson, we'll talk about a few of our sponsors for the Sheriff's Foundation. Master Pack just walked by. He is the owner and founder of Pack's Martial Arts and Fitness Center in Rock Hill, and has been a huge supporter of the foundation for many, many, many years. We talked about the 809 Foundation being one of our presenting sponsors, and can't leave out Founders Federal Credit Union. They've always been a big sponsor of the Sheriff's Foundation every year, and we thank them for their support. And hey, Josh Yates, we can get Josh Yates over here to talk now. He's big. He's on the 809 Foundation team, I believe. So anyway, we have Rock Hill Industrial Piping and Fabrication, Trinity Services Group, Motorola. We talked to Kevin Wilhide, Springs Creative, Nappa Kingsley, Buckeye Fire Equipment, Stanley Security, just to name a few. Oh, here we go. Who's this, Charlie? This is the found. We just gave you a little shout out.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Founders Federal Credit Union, one of the big sponsors, the big sponsor for the Sheriff's Foundation tournament. And I didn't catch your name. What was it?
Kyle Neely.
Kyle Neely. So you're out here with Founders. Why do you guys? You're always so big in the community anyway. I mean, everywhere you go at tournaments, you see Founders somewhere. So why is Founders, supporting the Sheriff's Foundation?
Well, first off, all you guys do for the community is amazing, and we're just happy to be out here. We're happy to help. Like you said, we love kind of being involved in the community and doing all that we can. So that's basically it. I mean, we just love the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Tolson have always been a huge part of everything that goes on in York County. So we're just happy to be here and do what we can.
I mean, everything Founders does. I mean, everywhere you go, Charlie, you see Founders on something. So they're big in the community, and we appreciate the support. And I mean, we moved locations. You were at the golf tournament this year. I mean, it's not like it's November 9th right now. I mean, it's like summer day, right?
It feels amazing out here. So you couldn't have picked a better day to have a golf tournament. So.
All right, anything else from Founders?
I think that's it, man. We just appreciate everybody being here and all the support. And if we can ever help anyone in our community, come on in. We'd love to help you out with any banking accounts, investments, insurance. We got it all. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your time. Thank you. Hey,
they're one of the main people of our whole community. Founders is. I'm a strong believer in Founders. Don't work for them or anything else, but I work for them publicly. I put it that way. But
you work for everybody publicly, Charlie.
They are so great to the foundation because of the work we do. Nikki and Bruce both will tell you it's because of the work. None of this is wasted. It's all good. And thank Founders very much. I'm on the board and been one of our best sponsors. We appreciate that.
I know it would. Sometimes, it gets hard to find sponsors every year, but when Founders came up one time, Founders said, hey, we'll take care of that for you, and they would become our presenting sponsor. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, my boss and yours.
Is your wife here?
Yeah, she's right over there. Sheriff Kevin Tolson. I talked to old Sheriff Brian over here a second ago, but now that you're here, tell us about today. Tell us what the foundation's doing out here today and everything.
Well, the foundation's having a great day, first and foremost. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for a golf tournament. And we were just fortunate this year that the tournament was able to happen because of COVID, and by the grace of God and the work of a lot of people, this looks like it's probably going to be one of our better years. And of course, the main benefactors of this are the local students who get scholarships from the Sheriff's Foundation. This is our biggest fundraiser that we have for that, and so we're just glad that I've got a freshman in college, and this year's college experience is like no one has ever seen.
That's right.
And So, you know, we worried that this tournament was going to struggle and therefore our scholarships were going to struggle. But preliminarily, it looks like we're going to do pretty well today. So
last meeting we had was going to say, oh man, are we going to make the people, we're going to make enough players to, fit everything. And at the end, we had to start
we had to turn teams away. That's right. And we certainly want to thank Founders for stepping up, be our major sponsor, and the 809 Foundation, and so many other sponsors, Master Pack, just so many other sponsors who've been good to us throughout the years. And it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, I mean, do you plan on hitting them straight? Do you want me to give you one of those golf talks like I've been telling everybody else?
Give me some pointers.
Well, no, I'm just saying I could be like the Masters. I can have the music playing in the background.
You wouldn't want to follow my group. You might want to pick another group.
Who's in your group today?
So I've got former Sheriff Bryant.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Captain Davies with the detention center, myself, and my son-in-law Luke.
Oh, we did. Luke, we know Luke's a ringer. He played golf in college, didn't he?
He says he did. I'm not sure what he did in college. Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
So
it takes four.
It takes four, and I guess he'll take up your slack and Sheriff Bryant's slack.
Well, yes, yeah. They kind of offset each other. Me and Sheriff Bryant and Luke, we all kind of offset each other. Sheriff Bryant should come with strokes.
I won't tell him you said that.
No, he won't hear it either, will he?
He won't. Unless he listens to the podcast now.
That's what I'm saying.
Thanks, Sheriff. I
All right,
appreciate you, but
Terry.
I'll give you one of those Masters talks when you walk down the fairway right there.
Sounds good. Going to be a good day.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, we talked to a bunch of people today here at the Sheriff's Foundation Golf Tournament. Like you said, we have a lot of people here today that we want to thank. Everybody who just, fielded teams, everybody who has been a sponsor. We talked about Founders. We talked about their Sharon View Federal Credit Union. Ocean Annie's Resorts is the resort company that if you win, you get a resort weekend at Myrtle Beach. So if you're the big winner today, you actually get a free weekend at Ocean Annie's Resorts in Myrtle Beach. McNeely's Brothers Painting, the Pump House in Rock Hill, and Sherwin-Williams have all been sponsors of the golf tournament each year, and we want to thank every one of those folks for supporting the Sheriff's Foundation of York County. Hey, Jessica Keith. She's actually the person who makes sure this all works, and she has gone by. She's a big podcast fan, but she doesn't want to be on the podcast, so maybe we'll catch up with her later on. All right before we get started, we got this is a big deal. I don't know if everybody knows it or not, but this is a big deal where there's always been a little bit of a rivalry of sorts between York County and Horry County in a golf tournament. We go down there, we play, y'all beat us, y'all come up here, y'all play, we beat you, so on and so forth. First of all, who am I talking to today from Horry County? Did I get it right?
That's right, Horry County, Tom Fox.
With the Horry County Sheriff's Office. And usually the sheriff down there usually comes up. Is he? He couldn't make it this time, right?
Right. He had some medical appointments that he couldn't make it up this weekend.
But tell us what I mean. Is that the big deal? Is like y'all always come up and play in our tournament, we play in yours?
That's correct. We've been up here since day one for the first tournament, and then we started our foundation a couple of years later in Horry County, and then everybody from York County has been coming down ever since Sheriff Bryant was the sheriff.
And that was just one of those things that's just stuck with it for the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good little. We come up on the day before the tournament. We have a match against York County in Horry County, and this year we won it. So we'll be taking the trophy home.
Oh no!
So it's good. It's good to share fellowship between the two foundations.
That's good because there's a trophy right over there on the table, and that's a deal. So it looks like we're getting ready to get started. But hey, when you head back down to Horry County, tell Brooke Holden I said hey.
I'll do it.
Brooke is the PIO for the Horry County Sheriff's Office, and she and I are good buddies.
All right, I'll do it.
Well, appreciate you coming up for us today. Thank you.
Hi, Dad.
Well, there you go. They're off. Oh, here the Mark Gibby Walter Beck car here. Going to do well today?
Oh, yeah. We're. I see about 58, 59 in our future.
Don't kill any squirrels today.
We're going to play the back nine.
Yep.
Have a good one. Hit them straight. Crime Stoppers, hit them straight. Thanks for supporting the foundation. Y'all have a good game. Have a good one. Master Pack, have a good game, sir. Have a good one now. And they're all folks. Oh, hey, wait. Here's Josh Yates eating a muffin on his way to play. Y'all have a hey, Judge. To be all formal with Curtis Cousins now. Well, there you go. There you go. The golfers are off, and the tournament has begun. Whether they hit them straight, put them in the holes, or put them in Lake Wiley over there, the tournament is off. In a second here, we're going to talk to Major Robbie Hudgens, who is the undersheriff of York County, but also he is the president of the board of the Sheriff's Foundation of York County. And once he walks over here, we'll talk to him. Woo! He's finally had a chance to breathe and take a minute to get over here. Major Hudgens, the undersheriff of the Sheriff's Office and president of the Foundation Board, you are here for the 12th time, correct, for the golf tournament?
That's right. We've been doing this for 12 years now, and it's been quite an experience. We raise a lot of money for scholarships, for our community and for our deputies, and they've been successful every year. We've got better and better, and the good Lord provided us with a wonderful day today, and everybody's excited to get on the course. They just pulled out a few moments ago.
That's right. We were listening when they left, and tell you what, I mean, we were almost thinking that this might not actually happen this year because of everything going on with COVID-19, but you know, that would have been pretty rough, you know, for the foundation if we couldn't pull this off. But it was thanks to our sponsors and the golfers, right?
That's correct. And River Hills, I must say, River Hills worked with us very well, and the chief of security here, Mike Schoonmaker, and he got with the golf pro here, Gary, and they worked some things out for us, and we were able to have the tournament. And we're just glad to be here this year.
Yeah, we have always, like we said before, thank the founders and the 809 Foundation, all of our sponsors, because if it weren't for them, none of this could happen, right?
That's exactly correct. We've got a lot of super sponsors. Many of them have been with us through the years, and we appreciate each and every one of them. And it makes this happen. And it's for our community. It's for our deputies and the children of our deputies, and the scholarships that we give through the years. I think we actually have given out over $2,000 worth of $200,000. I'm glad you said something.
That's what I'm here for.
200,000. I'm just kind of tired this morning. You have to forgive me, Trent.
No, that's it. I mean, it's a big undertaking. You should be tired because, I mean, this is the 12th time you've done this, and I mean, to watch it grow. I mean, what was it like the first time coming out to one of these golf tournaments, putting it on compared to today?
Oh, we're getting things down to a science now. And we started off very small, and like I've said, we've grown through the years. In fact, this year we were limited on the number of players that we could have, and we maxed out. And then also we had people on the waiting list. So we encourage everyone out there that listens. We'll usually put this on in October, but given today, we might go to November all the time.
Kidding.
But anyway, we would encourage you to look out for the Sheriff's Foundation when we start advertising, and come and join us.
It is, and it's always fun. We get to meet up with all these people out here that we always talk with throughout the year, and it's really good fellowship. It's, you know, sponsors come out and everything, but we know those folks. Like Master Pack always comes out, and he's always a hoot to talk to and whatnot. And so it's always nice to have all the sponsors and see the faces that we don't always get to see every day throughout the year, and they come out and they support the Sheriff's Foundation. So it's really nice to have this event, and especially with all the COVID stuff going on. I mean, it was touch and go there for a little bit, right?
It sure was, but we're so fortunate to have so many friends and partners. We have them come all the way from Horry County, and you may have already talked to them, but they've been a major supporter of ours as well, and they work out some things for us at the beach, because the winning team today will get a weekend to the beach for all 4 golfers and their spouses. So that's really good.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Major. I appreciate you coming out, and hopefully when the golfers start rounding out, they just got started at 11, so they should be finishing up here in a couple of hours. So we'll see who.
4. That's right. We're excited. Anyway, I just want to thank everybody again, and come and be one of our sponsors. We need more. It's a great thing for our community, and great for the Sheriff's Office, and also for law enforcement as a whole. Those officers that need funds, we partner with the 809 Foundation, and they we are able to help officers who are need help in medical issues, family issues, and those things as well. So come and join.
Thank you, Major. I appreciate that. Oh, well, we've already gone over a 30-minute time that we always try to keep it to, because we appreciate you listening, because we understand your time is valuable, so we always try to keep the podcast short to about 30 minutes to 40 so minutes. But well, that's it from here at the River Hills Country Club up in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. We hope you enjoyed this different kind of podcast. We are on location up here in Lake Wiley versus my office at the Moss Justice Center in York, so a little different. And if you need any more information about how you can be a supporter of the Sheriff's Foundation of York County, you can go to the website. Like we say in every podcast, go to the website, yorkcountysheriff.com. Click on the services tab. You can click on that. It'll drop down. You'll see a tab that says Sheriff's Foundation of York County. You can look at everything we do and how you can become a supporter of the Sheriff's Foundation of York County. It's a 501c3, a nonprofit organization, and like we said, every bit of money we raise today goes right back into the community for our students, for our officers who are in need, and many other different things that goes on in the county. Like we said, the Secretary of State's office has us on the list of 99.7, I want to say 99.7. All the funds that are raised go right back into the community. The only thing that we have to spend money on is the Secretary of State's fee and stamps. So stamps to send out bulletins, I say, when we're having the golf tournament. So lastly, don't forget to go check us out on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, where you can listen to the podcast there. And tell your friends about it the old-fashioned way. Tell them about the podcast. Tell them about the Sheriff's Foundation. We're on the Anchor podcasting service, but you can also hear us on Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, and Spotify. Lastly, go to YorkCountySheriff.com, sign up for those Notify Me alerts and Code Red alerts straight to your phone and email whenever something major happens in the county. Thanks for listening to the special edition of YCSO Behind the Badge.